Let the printing presses roll. The ECB is now printing $1 trillion and giving it out to guess who? The bankers. That's right. What a surprise. Let's go into it today, how the ECB is following in the Federal Reserve's footsteps. ECB has modeled $1 trillion euro asset purchase program, and this was back in April of 2014, and basically they said what would the effect of printing $1 trillion, at that time it was actually €1 trillion, and it seems that they've brought it down in the meantime, but €1 trillion of securities as part of a QE program. This was out of Reuters, actually using the words QE, and that's exactly what it is. QE means money printing, and they said what would that do? Will it support the jobs? Will it decrease the unemployment rate? So on and so forth. Let's go into what happened recently, and this was actually just on July 13th here. Draghi seen delivering $1 trillion free lunch to banks. I'm actually surprised that Bloomberg used the words there. But here we go. The ECB said that they'll perform a lending program for banks that's going to boost credit for the real economy. How ridiculous is it that you're going to print up $1 trillion and buy up all the garbage debt that banks have created, and this is somehow going to boost the real economy? And in fact, this will have nothing to do with the real economy except increase inflation, which will actually ruin the economy. If I dig deeper into the article, you'll see this. Unprecedented stimulus measures that the ECB announced after the meeting they had, including a negative deposit rate and the extension of an unlimited short-term liquidity until at least 2016. So number one, you have the negative deposit rate, something that I brought up in a previous video talking about how we're going to negative interest rates. So now money's declining, the value of cash declining at a rapid rate, something that I fear, something that I talked about many times before on these videos, in my book, and in my consultations. And then you have the addition of an extension of unlimited short-term liquidity. That means an opening of the tap at full blast here, and this is going to mean no different than the QE3 that has been going on, an open tap of unlimited money printing. So now you have $1 trillion of buying up asset-backed securities, ABS as they refer to it. Now people are wondering, what exactly are they buying? I don't really understand that. Well, I did a diagram of this in my book talking about a CDO, collateralized debt obligation. Now for the purposes of this video, it's essentially the same thing, an asset-backed security. So take a look at this. They do car loans, mortgages, and credit card debt. This is just an example, of course. And they take all that and they put it inside this little package, put a nice little bow on top, and they rate it a AAA investment. And then corporations, the big banks, they sell them off, and they're able to use this corrupt system, rating it at a AAA investment, which is only, a few countries have this type of rating, and they take the absolute worst garbage that isn't worth anything at all, and they're able to sell it and make a profit off of their own gambling. So now you're going to have $1 trillion worth being printed up to buy up this stuff, and all it's going to do is increase inflation, and that's exactly what they're trying to do because they're worried about a deflation. So here they are printing up more money. The schemes have not changed. The ECB is taking advice from the Federal Reserve, and that is to steal wealth from the middle class using these schemes and basically devalue the paper currency. So what does that mean? What can you do as a person? That means holding on to real assets, because the fact of the matter is that regardless of whether you live in Canada, the US, maybe you're in Europe, you're in Italy, maybe you're in France or any other country around the world, your paper dollars, no matter what currency you have, those paper dollars are going to be worth less tomorrow than they are today. So the moral of the story is hold on to real assets, whether that is gold, silver, real estate, land, food, anything you can that's real, it's going to hold value. So one quick thing I wanted to mention is that they have this done before. They printed up trillions of dollars before in Europe. It is not a reality when they say that they don't do this sort of thing. They're not able to print money. They have all sorts of schemes. One of them is the ESM, that's the European Stability Mechanism. They have the EFSF as well, and they do these sort of things. They set up these funds, and they allow the bankers basically to continue gambling, because they say, don't worry, we'll backstop you. We will be there to support you. And the fact of the matter is, every country is doing this, and it's a race to the bottom to devalue their currencies, and that means that your money will be worth less tomorrow. So take my advice, please, and if you want to become an insider, that is where all the best intel is. It's totally free as well, and it is at themoneygps.com at the bottom. You fill in your email address and you get occasional emails from me.